In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to set a simple execution trigger and a simple data trigger. For this demo, we're going to launch two cores, C0 and C1, and just use one VPE on each core. So let's bring up the launch. I've already created a launch group for my two cores. Let's go ahead and launch that. Okay, we have both cores running. Let's interrupt both cores and see where their code is executing. Okay, so on core 0 v0, I'm going to set a simple execution trigger on this line right here. We can do that by right-clicking in the gutter and clicking Add Hardware Execution Pattern Trigger at this line. In our trigger view, we show the new pattern and trigger created. Another video will more clearly explain the patterns and triggers in this view. But for right now, we right-click on here and we get this pattern created. It's named after the source file in the line, and then we create a trigger also named after the source file in the line. So we have an execution trigger on this line. Let's go down here to this source, and in this case, let's set a data trigger on this variable. So we highlight the variable, right-click, and select Add Hardware Pattern Trigger on the selected symbol. We do that and we see that one show up here. In this case, the trigger is named after the symbol that we had highlighted. It's set up as a data read-write trigger, and it shows the address here. And then we create a trigger and enable it here. So now we have a data read-write trigger here and a hardware execution trigger here. If we resume C0 V0, you can see it run and hit the trigger at that line. If we come down here and resume C1 V0, we can see it run and trigger. It triggers when it reaches this line. If we open up the disassembly view, we can see a little bit more detail. Let's move that right over here. So here, this was our data read-write trigger. So we see over here in the disassembly that the breakpoint actually occurred on the store word, meaning we were about to write the value. The value hasn't actually been written yet. Up here, this was our execution trigger. This just happened to be a load word. Now the trigger view here is context sensitive, like the variables view or the register view. Depending upon which context you click on here, you'll see a different list of triggers that were created for each one.